One last time then. We have one more pip to go in amber. This will be our last roulette. Our last little quick build on the fly. That is, unless we get 3 losses. It's kind of unlikely unless it's Revenant or something. So let's get this all go. Just random between 1 and 5 this time. See what we got. 2.5. I can't round that up. Usually if this was Tesco or Microsoft saying, that's 3. So if no one comes in, that counts as 3. 3. So not counting you, not counting you, not counting you, not counting you. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Warrior. Warrior is my main. You may have noticed this build on other things before, that I kind of tailored a build that was a condi build to myself before, and I'm kind of glad it is warrior, to be honest, because I used to think I was good at thief, and thief is definitely not like, it's like the anti-bicycle. You can't just come back to thief and expect to play it if you've played other classes before. You gotta get into the rhythm of thief. So it'd be nice to get back onto my warrior to finish things off. So let's check this out. Okay, here we are on my warrior. I was going to do this lolsy fun build we got going on here, but after this sort of got my ass kicked by the thief, I'm kind of a bit miffed at that, because I kind of like to think I'm alright at thief, even though I'm clearly not. So now I'm back on my main. I kind of want to kick some ass, and I'll go back to an old standby. But first I'm just going to go through this lolsy build, which I might have planned to be doing. Maybe you guys should try it out if you're feeling like you want some fun. This is a physical build, and when I was making it, I kind of asked myself, one question is, I kind of want to do big hits in one big go, and of course for that you usually use things like gun flame, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to rely on adrenaline for the big hits. So for my big hits, those massive things that come and kill people in one shot, I'm going to be using my sword for final thrust and the headbutt. Sword for final thrust, many people know it's pretty damn damaging. It's got a base damage of over 2,000 there, 2,500 if it's under 500 health, 50% health. It's got a sigil of air on the shield. Sigil of nullification, will come to that in a minute. That can do some serious damage. Anybody can tell you that when you get a lot of ferocity going, a lot of everything that berserk can put out, final thrust hits upwards of 8,000-9,000 k. It can do some horrendous damage to people. The other reason is headbutt. Now you may think headbutt isn't that strong. It's actually got a very decent base power. Its base power is 2,000, but I've been looking into how I might boost this, and we've got a sigil of impact there. Now the idea was to give them a shield bash with this sword and shield. Now they're stunned at the moment. You quick switch to the hammer. Also has superior sigil of speed, which gives you quickness. Hit them with the headbutt. Because they're stunned on the shield, they'll also get the sigil of impact bonus on that as well. Now, you may notice there that the elite I've got going on this is superior sigil of rune of surging. When you use an elite skill, it gives you a shocking aura. Shocking aura is even more CC. That might rip some more stability off perhaps, but that just combos well nice with the sigil of impact. So that's why I went with that. And of course we've got the marauder amulet there for some nice bit of damage. So moving on to the traits we've got going on here. Of course we've got the disciplines. Usually everyone always goes to discipline because they always go with, you need good weapon swap, removes the mobile, makes you get around the map faster so you can get to the points you need to. Weapon swapping is real fast, it's real good. Remove conditions from your weapon swap. Cleansing is important on warrior because it doesn't have much. And gain might on weapon swap, that makes this headbutt just a little bit stronger. And finally we get to merciless hammer. Hammer damage is increased when attacking a foe that is dazed, knocked down, launched, blah 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 blah. That's a 20% increase. I haven't actually checked this. I imagine it doesn't work, but it might work. If I have a hammer in my main hand, I'm just wondering if these skills also get boosted by that 20%. So that would be an interesting 20% boost to the headbutt because they'll be stunned, of course. so that'll be a 30% increase, and that's where the headbutt will be doing some serious damage. So that was kind of the gimmicky idea. And of course you can always do everything else. You've got flurry and stuff, and you can switch back and hit them with the final thrust to finish them off. It was an interesting idea. And you got things like, I went through this one, what is this, is arms. You've got Signet Mastery, because we got Signet of Might there, which goes through the block, so it's like poke through a Dragon Hunter's block. Could be pretty fun. Got chance to cause vulnerability on critical hits. I'm going to be doing crits a lot, that's even more damage. Increased critical hit chance against stunned foes. Obviously, that's amazing. I was going to use the Sigil of Intelligence, but I decided that I could just go with straight up air and stuff, because if they're stunned, that's a 50% increase, so that's going to be a crit. That headbutt, if it hits with the all that other stuff, then even the hammer is going to start doing massive damage and knocking people around at that rate, because it's going to be getting serious hits, and all that stun damage, it's going to be 30% on every single damage stunned hit that the hammer gets. Increased damage to bleeding foes, that's kind of good with the sword. And finally we got burst skills have an increased critical chance. I went with that because these are two kind of useless. I don't have a sword in my offhand, and this is not a condi build, so I went with that one. Yeah, it probably goes from about 90% to about 100%, so it's not great, but it might be cool if you want to hit someone with an earth shaker. That'll be a guaranteed hit there. It's not bad damage. And finally in Berserker we've got break, stun and remove conditions, nice little cleanse. Gain condition damage when you and increase damage when you enter Berserk mode. If you really wanted to go with massive damage, you could have hit the headbutt and then go to Berserk, then switch into this while they're stunned, and then go with the final thrust, which of course would up your precision, which is cool. And it would also give you quickness and fury, so that final thrust would be pretty hard to dodge, and it will get there before the stun wears off. And finally we have Eternal Champion. I always say that go with Bloody Roar, but in this particular case, if you headbutted somebody and they're stunned and you want to switch to the final thrust, you don't want them to get taunted, because that taunt is not stun, so you want them stunned. And if you taunt them while they're stunned, they're no longer stunned, and you'll lose a lot of your damage potential there. So an Eternal Champion, stability is pretty damn good in Berserk mode, and not to mention the might's nice and handy, and also breaking stun, which is what that is. And don't forget balance stance as well. I always need Bull's Charge when it's a physical build, just to knock people on their ass. And I've already talked about Signet of Might, giving more power, it's giving more precision. Oh yeah, that's quite important as well. One of these traits, which one is it? Yeah, it's this one. Your attacks are unblockable. This is when you hit somebody when they're pretty low. I'll just demonstrate this real quickly, if I can get the rotation right, if I can remember it. So I'll just demonstrate this real quickly. Go to that, and then give them the headbutt. Oh, I didn't switch. That was my mistake. Knock them on their ass. There we go. And I've been like popping my sigils as well. That was not the correct. I ignore the actual term there, but see, I've got 2 stacking precision. That's 200 precision out of nowhere. It goes pretty well with Signet Mastery. It's just even more reason I'm going to get crit. So this plus the small amount of precision on here means that I'm almost certainly going to get crits, and even if they're not stunned, that does help with getting those lovely critical hits. So it was some nice synergy, but I decided not to go with this one in the end, because as you can see, I just completely forgotten what the actual rotation is that you need for this, and I'm not really going to work out. But that was a fun sort of build that I might try out later, maybe sometime. But right now I'm going to go with an old standby. Okay, just a brief overview of this one. It's an old family favourite. For those of you who hadn't seen that old video I did of this one, there's been some slight changes as the meta's progressed. Basically, what's different from that video right now is it used to be this was Sigil of Intelligence and Sigil of Leeching. That's what they used to be when they were on last meta, and that was because Sigil of Intelligence plus Sigil of Leeching meant when you swap to it, the critical hit headbutt would always go through diamond skin alleys and just completely melt them, and it was hilarious because everybody hated diamond skin alleys last season, and this warrior build killed them outright in a 1v1 situation 100% of the time. It was pretty glorious to behold, but diamond skin alleys are no longer a thing, so we've got to mix this up right now. We go with hydromancy, which gives them some chill. I've just learnt from my necromancer how annoying chill is. So it's only 2 seconds, but yeah, it's pretty fun. If I'm close to them, that might work. We've got Sigil of Doom. It's always good to stop them from healing. It's access to poison. This build doesn't have much access to poison. And we've got Sigil of Frailty, which always goes well, I think, with the torch, because it sort of just adds, especially the sword as well, because it means that sword 1 just adds vulnerability every now and then, plus its bleed, so it just deals that into damage dealing stick, and that it covers up the burning nicely on that. It's just a nice little frailty thing going on there. You can swap it with Sigil of Doom or anything really. I'd like that one because it's an annoying little thing to have. And Sigil of Geomancy, I still maintain that this is the best build in the game to be having the Geomancy Sigil. You'll not find it wrong, because we're running Crate Runes. That gives bleeding duration goes up. You're in close quarters combat, that's always going to hit. It's on swap, you've got a quick switch swapping build here. So yeah, you will not find a better build to be using a Sigil Geomancy. You can even double it up if you're feeling risky and feeling frisky. It's up to you. Quick overview of this build. You got strength, damage foes at the end of dodge roll, great for Aegis, actually does quite a lot of damage, great for getting rid of blind. Strength goes well with Pulse Charge. Burst skills doing endurance, great for rolling. Body blow with distracting strikes. If you go with the sword mace, that just completely wrecks everybody straight away. If you go interrupt, that's just conditions all over the place. Discipline, as I said before, it's always a mainstay. You will always see people running discipline. Versatile rage, warrior sprint, fast hands, brawler's recovery. That's just why discipline's there really. Versatile power, always good to get might on a condition build. I should also point out, yes, this is a condition build, carry an amulet. Burst mastery, restore a portion of adrenaline on use. I said in the other video that's not very good. It's actually goddamn amazing, especially with some of the changes we got going on here. Like, for example, Shattering Blow. I almost forgot about that. Shattering Blow's actually been buffed since the last time I used it as well. So we got Burst Mastery there. Does more damage with a portion of adrenaline. So if you use them with the headbutt, hit them with the skull grinder, then you switch, because you get adrenaline on switch, straight away into flurry. You don't even need to like hit them again at all if the skull grinder connects. It's fantastic. You can really spam out some good stuff. It's a great adrenaline engine. You've got Berserker, Last Blaze, plenty of rage skills going along here. You've got Headbutt, you've got that. I think it adds burning to that. A little bit of condition damage. Dead or Alive, amazing skill. I would always recommend this one. It gives you a lot of healing. 5,000 is kind of a lot of health. Makes people think that they can down you before you stomp them. That, you know, they can't. And when a warrior is low, people think they're about to die. You got so much stun, you still don't die. You just need that one extra hit. Oh, you've got 5,000 health left, and you keep on healing with the healing signet. So it's fantastic. Getting boons when you go berserk. Not that good really on a condi build, but fury and quickness is always good. Swiftness is fun too. Taunt, of course, when you headbutt someone, taunt adds a little bit of flavour with the distracting strikes. You can be smashing someone in the face with your headbutt and stuff. Thief comes in behind you, you activate Bloody Roar, it's an area effect. Suddenly the thief is taunted, he's got conditions all over him, you just turn around and skull grinder him into the ground. I cannot recommend this enough. It is so amazing. Always run it unless you've got a reason not to, really. So that's the build there. I just cannot state how great this is. Now Shattering Blow's been buffed. It gives you so much adrenaline right now. Actually, I remember it doing a bit more than that. Maybe they've brought it back down into line, because it did a lot more. Probably did actually, because it was a bit much, but it still gives you stability, which perhaps you might be able to not run Balance Stance. Perhaps you might want to go with Signet of Might. Get around to those Dragon Hunters, because Dragon Hunters counter this build, because Aegis everywhere, heal everywhere, and it's a close quarters build. They can hit you from afar, pressure you in close, and traps for days. So, and they got blocks, which doesn't go well with this build, so it might be good. I might actually go with that on this one. So instead of stability there, I'm going to keep on stability on this one instead. I lose a safe stomp, but oh well. That's going to be my little fun gimmick build for this. I'm probably going to bite me in the ass next time, but hey ho, this is a build I know and love, so let's get on with it. So here we go on the warrior. First thing I'm noticing is a couple of Dragon Hunters and a Mesmer. This was a good warrior build, probably one of the better warrior builds out there, but if there's one thing it hates, it's Dragon Hunters. The Mesmers... Actually no, I'd say it hates Mesmers just as much. Big area denial with strong powerful range attacks with Aegis and Blind on top is bad news for warrior. So, as I'm the one designated to go home, because no one else wants to, I am absolutely okay with that. This is not a team fight build. I can +1 pretty damn hard, but as far as team composition goes, this is kind of why warrior is not meta. So if I'm by myself and I see somebody else coming now, they're going to be having a bad day. If I see 2 people coming, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Feels like no one wants to challenge me, so I'm okay with that. And now I'm going to leap on over and give somebody a very bad day on mid. Who's going to be our designated target? There you go. I pick you, Ranger. Hit him with the stun. I fucking hate druids with their bullshit stuff, but obviously an amber there, not too hot in the odd cleanse. So I'll end him, and because of my stab, that gives me a little chance to get a double stomp. And I think we've made our point in this fight. Of course the Mesmer's left. It's always a goddamn Mesmer. I despise Mesmers, especially on warriors, because they got so much little things they can do. Like, even with all these people here, that Mesmer still got away. Doesn't really matter though. Yeah, I'm going back up to my little perch here. I'm just going to switch between these 2 points, play a defensive easy game, and from this vantage point I can see if people are cutting across like this. Say hello to the Ranger again. He's popped his invincibility signet. Now we've got a Dragon Hunter coming there. That might be a bit of an issue. Good old block. Avoid that because that can go through block. He's actually managed to hit me with some CC there. He wants to tango. He's already popped his traps, so I'm a little bit worried about all this cleanse and heal and Aegis. So I've got to keep on making sure that Aegis is off him. Luckily there, my Crate Rune headbutt went right through his Aegis. That was awesome, and I got some stability to finish him off. There we go. That's not something you'll see in the higher ranks. There's a warrior taking down a Guardian. I've got base under attack here. The one thing I don't like about Guardians is, like, when a Guardian knows, or a Dragon Hunter knows how to use his traps effectively, and you can't really get close. And if this particular build can't get close, that's a bit of an issue. Now we've got Necro attacking now. He's just ran straight in, got swamped by everybody. I have no stab. I'm going to try and stomp this. Yeah, screw it then. I'd say if he wants to fear me, I'm just going to leave him in there. He's not going to get any kills while he's down. I mean, Necro down state's pretty good, but it's not that good. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to head straight back to the points. Got the Dragon Hunter doing his traps again. I don't care about this fight, I care about the points. You know, I just saw his traps all pulsed, and there is 2 people over there. So, that should be fine. Now we've got the Druid coming in again. Shouldn't be a problem. Go say hello to the Druid. Make his day even worse. Oh, whoa, we've got a 2v1. I think I'd prefer to focus on Necro, to be honest. Ah, this is bad. I thought they were both going to gang on me. I don't like this range going on here. So I'm going to try and keep a little bit of distance on this Necro. Now I'm being picked apart by that Druid from over there. I'm going to slight change focus here because of my conditions. I'm going to go down at this point, so I'm going to try and take this Ranger with me. I hit him with enough conditions there that's probably going to get him. If he doesn't have stab, he does not. Yep, I got him. And thanks to nice bit of engineer, whatever. I'm a warrior. Nice bit of warrior downstate play. I managed to finish him off, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to rally me. But it gave a more fair fight on this end. So good luck with that point. Looking at the scores, this match might be over by now, but let's just go out there and start hammering some more falls into the ground. Where am I going? Home? Yep, home seems like a good target. I see a downstate player, so I'm going to change my mind a little bit. I still kind of want to go home after I've healed this guy. I don't know how this guy got here. Either way. Seems fine. Try and stop this if I can. That's good. A lot more Dragon Hunter bullshit. Now I'm stuck in this area. I've got to be real careful not to bang into these walls, or it's going to disrupt my block. Now it's gone. I finally can. That is such a bullshit ability. I could let go of enough conditions that this is why I really don't like team fights in this warrior build. It's just too squishy. There's just not enough stuff to keep you in the fight. Believe me, you can end a fight when it's a 1v1 better than nearly any other build. You've got the damage capability to kill a single target. It's probably one of the best in the game. I mean, you're competing with Thief at this point, and when it comes down to actual team fights, unlike a Thief who can just be invisible and piss off. Hello, Dragon Hunter again. I'll just let you sit in your traps. I don't care. It's the road. You can have that piece of real estate. Don't care. No, teammate, you're not supposed to jump in the traps, teammate. Doesn't matter. I know his traps are gone, so that was a pathetic final thrust. Two Dragon Hunters here. That's 2v1s. Poor guy doesn't sound okay. That's not a trap, I fear. Still got my stability. Too bad for that guy. That's why I like most of the time this balanced stance, is keeping it for those nice little stomping moments. Necro's picked a bad day to arrive. He did a really good job with his freeze there. Desperately trying to get on the point. There's still a Dragon Hunter here, so I've got to be careful. There we go, they're both down. Unfortunately I've popped my stability. He's not gonna... Oh, that was close. I thought he was gonna do his Guardian stomp on me. Cool, another double stomp. That's good. I still got that stupid bear thing. I thought I put the stomps on random, but I guess not. So, time for mid, I guess. Whose day shall I ruin now? I don't like fighting Dragon Hunters. I've got one selected now. Let's go for the Mesmer. He also can be invincible at all times. Okay, the Dragon Hunter's making a run for it. So I'm going to go and chase the Dragon Hunter. That was a really poor bolts charge. Nice if it wasn't lagging so much. That's a lot of traps. But I've got a lot of conditions on him. Yeah, he's down. Oh, too bad my stability came back. I feel like I'm picking on that guy a little bit. I don't like Dragon Hunters. They can take it, but like this is a higher ranked game, they'll be the ones killing me, so I'm going to take it while I got it. There's always the Mesmer that's alive. That guy's down and off point, so I don't care. Try and stun the Mesmer with some hard CC. I'm taking a lot of punishment right now, so I want to block the crap out of that, avoid his attack. Go for no, I'm not going to get the stomp. But good enough teammates around, so hopefully that'll be enough. It was! Oh, we're attacking the Lord, I didn't realise. Well, that's that then. Okay, I think we're done with the Roulette series right now. That's got up to Division Emerald, so we are done now with the Roulette series. Kind of interesting. Very fun learning classes. I didn't think I'd even think to learn like Necro. I understood it much better than I would. It's all about getting positioning with Necro and hoping nobody comes and gets you. And you've also got the well, at least the build I was running anyway, But yeah, I'm very interested to go on for the Guardian. I think I might try out a slightly different take. I've been thinking about it, a different take with some team support and those shouts. But yeah, that's this Roulette series over, so hope you've enjoyed it. And from now on it gets a little bit more serious, but it's still only Emerald and it's late game season, and from what I've seen, getting to Legend isn't that hard, so I'll see what I can do about maybe some other games, do a little more try-hardy, and report back later. So hope you guys have fun. See ya.